Hello and welcome once again, kids, to your science classes of grade 3rd. As you know, we are discussing our third topic, that is about safety and first aid, and this is the part 2 of that topic. This video is about that. And here I'm going to tell you about safety on the road. As you know, in our previous video, we have already discussed about what is the meaning of safety. It means to be careful, to be extra conscious, so that we should not or we couldn't meet with some unfortunate incident or accident, or we may not hurt ourselves. Okay, because most of the injuries or accidents, they happen due to the carelessness or due to hurried, when we are in a hurry, when we try to do the work very fast, and we are not very much careful enough to take care of our safety measures. Okay, so to avoid injuries, we should follow some safety rules all the time and everywhere. So what are the safety rules which we should follow at home? I have already discussed and told you in my previous video. That was the part 1 of this chapter. That was about safety at home. I have told you that you should not play with fire or near gas stoves, because you may get burned, as you can see in this picture. What this boy has done, he was in the kitchen and he has touched some hot pan and he is near fire. It is very much dangerous. Okay, we should never do this, especially the small kids, small children like you. You should not go near gas stoves. Second, you should not play with sharp objects like knives, blades, scissors, because you may hurt yourself. There may be cut in your skin, in your hand, you may get cut. Then you should not touch electric wires, switches and plugs, any electrical points which is in your home, with your wet hands, because chances are that you may get an electric shock. And do not leave your toys or notebooks here and there lying on the floor or on the bed. You should always keep your things properly at their proper place. You should not leave them here and there, because anyone might get trip over them and fall down and hurt. You should not run in the house. As you can see in this picture, this boy was running in the house and he just bumped himself into the furniture and got hurt. And you should also be very careful while walking on the wet floor. Okay, and then we have studied about the safety at school, that in school also we should take care of the safety measures, that so that we could not hurt ourselves and others also. You should not push each other on stairs, because someone might fall down. Do not climb on benches in the classroom, because benches are for sitting purpose. Okay, you should not throw things on anyone. It might hurt. It may hurt his eyes or ears or any of his body parts. Okay, and it's not a good habit also. So you should not throw objects at anyone. Okay, do not climb on the benches, do not make unnecessary noise, do not play with pointed objects like pens or pencils, do not push each other while you are playing. Always you should play as per the rules of the game. You should wait for your turn. Okay, and you should play peacefully while going on the swings. Also, you should wait for your turn. You should play turn wise and never stand in front of the swing. As you can see here, these boys, they are waiting for their turn. That's what it is written, wait for your turn on the swing. Always stand in a queue and wait for your turn to get in or out of a bus. Yes, that's also important. While getting in or getting out of a bus, you should wait in a queue. You should not break that line. You should not push each other. You should not do a hurry. Okay, you should follow the rules. Then only you will be safe yourself, and you can keep others also at safe point. Okay, this much we have already discussed. Today the topic which we have to discuss is safety on the road. Okay, this point was remaining. So that's what I'm going to discuss with you, that what are the safety measures which we should follow on the road, because road is one place which is very much accident prone area if we will be not careful and alert enough. Okay, so the first point is always walk on the footpath, always cross the road at the zebra crossing, cross the road through a subway or footbridge if available. Do not play or run on the road. Obviously, road is not some kind of playground or field or park where you can run or play. No, not at all. You should never play on the road or run on the road. Do not try to get in or out of a moving vehicle. Yes, if you are going in some kind of vehicle, if you are in a moving vehicle, then do not try to get in or get out of that moving vehicle, because it could be very much dangerous. You might hurt yourself very badly. Do not put any part of your body out of a moving bus. Yes, this is also important. You should not put out your hands or your head out of the window of any moving vehicle, moving bus, and all that, because it could be very much dangerous for you. Okay. So, all these points are written over here also, which you can see, that always walk on the footpath. If there is no footpath, then walk on the right side of the road so that you can see the traffic coming from the front. What is called a footpath? On both sides of the road, there is a cement pavement build up. Okay, so those who are pedestrians, those who are walking on their foot, okay, they could walk on that footpath instead of walking on the road. You should use that footpath for walking. Okay, that cemented pavement which is built on the side of each side of the road. Okay, so that will be a little bit safe if you are a pedestrian. So you should walk on the footpath. And if there is no footpath, then you should choose to walk on the right side of the road so that you can see the traffic coming from the front. Yes, you should walk on the right side of yours, right side of the road, so that whatever traffic is coming in front of you, it should be visible. And moreover, I would suggest you that you kids, you are very small, never ever go on the road alone. Always go with some elders, with your parents or with some elders from your house, with of your house. Okay, your elders should must accompany you while you are going on the road. You should never go alone on the road because it may be dangerous for you. So this was the first point, that if you are walking on the road, then you should choose the footpath for walking or the cemented pavement which is present on each side of the road. Okay, you should walk there. And if there is no footpath, then you should walk on the right side of the road so that the traffic coming from the front should be visible. You can see that. Watch out that. Okay. Next point is always cross the road at the zebra crossing. Now kids, you also must have noticed this kind of black and white strips. At some places it is made on the road so that the people who are walking on their foot or who are pedestrians, they could cross the road. Even on the busy road, they can cross the road, because when someone is crossing at the zebra crossing, then the vehicles which are coming, they have to stop by seeing that person. Once this person will cross the road, then only these vehicles can move. So this zebra crossing is meant for that only. So we should also cross the road at the zebra crossing, and while crossing also, first look to your right, then left, and then right again. Now cross the road only when no traffic is coming. Yes, while the zebra crossing is meant for pedestrians for crossing the road, even then you should be very, very careful while crossing the road, even at the zebra crossing. What it has been told over here, that first we have to look to our right, then left, and then right again. And and when we are sure that no traffic is coming or no vehicle is coming, then only we should try to cross the road. Okay, so this was the second point, that always cross the road at the zebra crossing. First was always walk on the footpath, and if there is no footpath, choose to walk on the right side of the road, so that whatever traffic is coming, it should be visible to you in your front. Then second, always cross the road at the zebra crossing. I have already told you. And while crossing also, first you have to look to your right, then left, and then right again. Then third point, cross the road through a subway or footbridge if available. Okay, that thing you can see over here. A subway or a footbridge is a kind of bridge, is a kind of passage which is built over the road, so that the pedestrians, they could cross the road without disturbing the movement of the vehicles downside. As you can see, vehicles are also moving downside, and through this footbridge or through this overbridge or subway, the pedestrian people, they can also cross the road from one side to the next side. So this is a very good, it could be a very good means, we can say, or very good way to cross the road. That if you want to cross a road at a particular place, at a busy road, and if a footbridge or subway type or an overbridge is available over there, then you should use that for crossing over the road. Okay. Next point is, do not play or run on the road. Yes, I have already told you, road is not a kind of playground where you should run or play. Okay. Road is meant for vehicles and for walking of the pedestrians. It is not a kind of playground where the children should go with their friends and play. No, never, not at all. You should not play, not run on the road, because it could be very much dangerous. There are so many vehicles coming and going on the road which could hit you if you will play on the road. So never ever go to the road for playing or running purpose. Next point is, do not try to get in or out of a moving vehicle. Yes, as you can see over here, never get out of a moving bus. Still the bus was moving, and this boy, this particular student was trying to get down, and in that process he got hurt. He slipped and fell down. So it could be very much dangerous. You could hurt your head, or there may be fracture in your legs or hands. Okay, so that could be very much dangerous. So you should never try to get out or get in of a moving vehicle, moving bus. Next point is, do not put any part of your body out of a moving bus. You might get hurt yourself. Yes, it is also the same point which I have told you, that while traveling in a bus or any moving vehicle, sometimes what some children or some persons do, they just open the window and they just wave off to the passers-by, or they just take out their head and take out their hand and try to do stunts. So this kind of acts, these kind of activities should be strictly prohibited. You should never ever indulge in such kind of acts, that just taking out your hands or heads out of a moving bus vehicle window. No, it could be very much dangerous. You might hurt yourself. Okay. So on the road, we must be very careful and alert to avoid accidents. As you can see over here in this rectangular box, it is written that on the road we have to be very extra careful and alert, very much conscious, very much alert, so that we could avoid the accident, so that we should not meet with accidents. Okay, so these were some safety points which we have to take care while moving on the road. I am revising it once again for you. That first point was, always walk on the footpath. If there is no footpath, then choose to walk on the right side of the road, so that we can see the traffic coming from the front. Then always cross the road at the zebra crossing. First look to your right, then left, and then right again. And now cross the road only when no traffic is coming. Okay, where we should cross the road? We should cross the road at the zebra crossing only. And then cross the road through a subway or footbridge if available. As you can see in this picture, if a footbridge or a subway is available, if it is constructed on that particular road, then you should use this. You should not go from this side, directly cross the road. No, you should use this footbridge. It would be safe. Do not play or run on the road. We should never go or for running or playing on the road, because it is not meant for that. Then do not try to get in or out of a moving vehicle. Never try to get yourself inside or get yourself out of a moving vehicle, moving bus. And do not put any part of your body out of a moving bus also, because it might also hurt yourself. Now it was written that on the road we must be very careful and alert to avoid accidents. Okay, so one small topic is also given at the last, that is about first aid. So the definition of first aid, as it is depicting from its name only, that the immediate help given to an injured person is called first aid. Keep a first aid box at home or while traveling. Yes, the immediate means at once, turant. In Hindi we call turant. Okay, so the immediate help which is given to an injured person. Who is an injured person? Who has hurt himself or herself, who has got certain kind of injuries in his body. So whatever immediate help, at once help we could provide to that person before the arrival of a doctor, that particular help is known as first aid. Okay. For example, if you get hurt or if you get cut on your finger or any body part, then what we do? At once we wash that area, that cut area, with Dettol and water, and then we apply an antiseptic cream or a band-aid to that particular cut area. So this whole activity, this whole process which we have done, that washing the wound or the cut part with Dettol and water and then putting on the band-aid or any antiseptic cream, this would come in the category of first aid. Okay, so before the arrival of that doctor, whatever help, whatever treatment we could do at our home by ourselves to an injured person, that is known as first aid, and it is very important. Okay, so that's what written over here, that when somebody gets hurt, we need to help that person immediately. Yes, if somebody has got hurt, has injured himself, then what is our duty? Our duty is to give him certain kind of help immediately, at once. We should not wait for the doctor to come. Whatever help, whatever treatment we could give him in our knowledge, best of our knowledge, we should give. So the immediate help given to an injured person is called first aid. If a person gets hurt, call an adult immediately. Yes, it is also important, because you are a very small kid. You must not have, you may not have the knowledge of proper knowledge of giving first aid, then you should immediately call an adult. Okay, if someone is around yourself, you should immediately call that adult for help. And if the injury is serious, you can also call a doctor. And if that injury, that person is hurt very badly, it is very seriously injured, then you should at once make a call to a doctor. The number of your family doctors should be very much handy. There should be a diary in which all these important contact numbers should be written, from where you can see and make a call. Okay, do not crowd around an injured person. Yes, it is also important. Sometimes what happens, if someone gets injured or hurt, what we people do? Everybody comes around himself and make a crowd over there to see what has happened, But we should not do like this. We should not make a crowd or gathering near that person, because that person might not be able to take or breathe fresh air. Okay, and he might get nervous, and it's not good to make a crowd around an injured person. Okay, so these are some of the steps, some of the points which we should keep in our mind. That what is first aid? So when somebody gets hurt, we need to help that person immediately, and the immediate help given to an injured person is called first aid. And if a person gets hurt, then what is your duty? What you should do? You should call an adult immediately, at once. You should call some elder person in your home. You should inform them about the injury of that person. And if the injury is serious, if the hurt, if the cut, or any kind of injury which has happened that is of very serious nature, okay, that is very grave injury, then you should also make a phone call to a doctor. And the second thing which we have to take care is that we should not crowd, we should not gather or come all together in and around that injured person. Okay, now there are certain first aid tips given for cuts or wounds, because in our daily life generally we keep we generally we met with some kind of cuts or wounds while doing some work in kitchen and all that, especially the your mama and whosoever is working with sharp objects like doing cutting and chopping work, or using scissors, then chances are there that by mistake or by chance this cut and wounds happens. So first aid tips for the treatment of those cuts or wounds is given over here. So the very first step is wash the cut or wound under running water. Yes, that cut or wound, it should be immediately washed by running water. Running water means you should open the tap, and whatever water is coming with the force, you should wash that cut or wound in the running water, so that whatever germs or whatever dust or dirt is stick over there to the cut surface, it should be washed away, it should be washed out. Okay, so the first step is wash the cut or wound under running water. Then second step is clean the cut or wound gently with an antiseptic lotion. Antiseptic lotion, under the category of antiseptic lotion, normal Dettol or Savlon, these lotions, these liquids are generally present in our home. And if it is not present, after reading this chapter, immediately told your parents or someone in your home that you should keep an antiseptic lotion in your home. Okay, it is very much important, and it also comes in very handy, very useful at some times when we get cut or wound. So after washing the wound under running water, we should clean the cut or wound gently, softly. Gently means softly, with an antiseptic lotion like Dettol, etc. Okay, now tie a bandage or a clean handkerchief around the wound. Now if the bandage is available in your home, then you should tie a bandage around that wound, and if bandage is not available, then even in place of bandage, a clean handkerchief will also work for the substitute of the bandage. Okay, so next step is this one, that we have to tie a bandage or a clean handkerchief around that wound. For a small cut, use a band-aid. Okay, if the cut is small, the small band-aid would work, and if it is bigger cut, the wound is bigger, then there should be a proper bandage, that white cotton bandage which is available in the market or at the medicine shops also. Relax the injured person till an adult or a doctor arrives. Yes, sometimes what happens, the person who gets injured or who is hurt, he becomes very much nervous and he starts panicking. So what we should do? We should make that person relax and calm. We should tell him that yes, your wound will be okay, or you will be getting okay within few hours, or it will be fine in some times when the doctor will come. We should keep on consoling him or her. That is also very important. A kind of moral support is needed at that time to the injured person, which we should provide him. Okay, so that's what the meaning of this line, that relax the injured person till an adult or a doctor arrives. So these were some first aid tips which were described over here for small cuts or wounds. That first step is wash the cut or wound under running water. We should wash that cut or wound under running water, okay, under tap water. Then we should clean the cut or wound gently with an antiseptic lotion. We should take cotton, a small piece of cotton, and put the antiseptic lotion over that, and we should clean up that cut or wound with that antiseptic lotion, which in general form like Savlon or Dettol is present in our home. Then in the third step, we have to tie a bandage or a clean handkerchief around the wound, and for a small cut we should use a band-aid. Okay. And then at the last, we should relax, we should calm the person, injured person, till an adult or a doctor arrives. We should tell him that yes, the wound, the cut will be okay. Okay, so we should make him relax, that person. And one thing is very important, that we should keep a first aid box at home or while traveling, as you can see over here in this picture. And a first aid box, it is very much important to keep a first aid box handy in your home or while traveling in your car or bus. If you are traveling anywhere, then also a first aid box should be ready. And what materials are there in the first aid box? So small bundle of cotton, band-aids, thermometer, antiseptic lotions, so scissors. So these small handy things which we could use in case of small cuts or wounds, that all should be present in your first aid box. Even you people can make a small first aid box of your own. Okay, you should try to make it. A box that contains things like cotton, antiseptic lotion and band-aid needed to give first aid to an injured person is called a first aid box. Yes, the definition is written over here. That's what you can see over here in this picture, that a box in which some handy medicines like cotton, like antiseptic lotions, like small band-aids, which are kept over there, which could be used to give first aid in case of small cuts or wounds. So that particular box is called a first aid box. So now this chapter is over. All the safety rules, what are the safety points at home, what are the safety rules at school, what are the safety rules on the road, we have discussed. And we have also discussed the topic first aid. And now there is a section called let's memorize. The synonym for this can also be keywords or definitions. Okay. So this particular section is called keywords or definitions. So this particular section is very important, which is present at the last of each chapter. Questions may come from this section, so you should take care of this section. You should go through it. You should write this section as keywords or definitions in your notebook, and you should learn it also. So I will tell you what is the first one. It is called subway. Subway is a tunnel under a road for use by pedestrians. Okay, the footbridge or overbridge, it is made over the road. But while a subway is a tunnel type, a passage type, which is made under the road and which could be used by the pedestrians. Okay. And what is footbridge? Footbridge is a bridge designed to be used by pedestrians. So this is a kind of footbridge. Okay. Bridge is always made over the roads. And subway, it is a tunnel which is made under a road for use by pedestrians. But the common thing is that both these things, subway and footbridge, they are used by pedestrians only for crossing the road. Okay. Now what is first aid? That I have already told you, that the immediate help, the at once help given to an injured person is called first aid. And the fourth word is antiseptic. Antiseptic is a substance that kills germs. Okay, like Dettol, it is called an antiseptic lotion, and it has the capability or the ability to kill germs. That's why we clean up our cuts or wounds with that antiseptic lotion after washing our wound. Okay, so this was the fourth word, that was antiseptic. So these four words, they are very much important in this chapter. So view this portion of the video for a few more seconds so that you could better understand it, and you have to write it and learn it also. Okay. Okay, so this was all about this chapter. In our next video, we will discuss the book exercises and question answers of this chapter. Till then, bye, take care, and thank you for the class.